Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Charlotte Flair has an interesting opinion on the WWE Women's Revolution Premium Live event. The history-making All-Women's Evolution PLE took place more than 6 years ago, and WWE fans still call for the second edition. As Flair prepares for WrestleMania 41, she is telling remarks on the Evolution 2 rumors and WWE Women's Division. WWE's inaugural all-women's event took place on October 28 from the Nassau Veterans Memorial Coliseum on Long Island, New York. In front of a reported 10,900 fans, Charlotte failed to dethrone Becky Lynch in a brutal 30-minute last woman standing match. The 8-match Evolution card was headlined by Ronda Rousey retaining her title over Nikki Bella in just over 14 minutes. Evolution I came after the Divas Revolution kicked off in July 2015. Then in April 2016, the Divas moniker was nixed ahead of the Women's Evolution launch. The Queen believes the goals of the WWE Women's Revolution remain. Speaking to the Daily Mail's Alex McCarthy, Flair mentioned the recent major PLD rumors when asked if she'd like to see Evolution EI. Charlotte Flair is set to challenge Tiffany Stratton at WrestleMania 41. The WWE Women's Championship will be on the line in their first ever match. Charlotte Flair has wrestled more than 1,000 matches in her WWE career. The second-generation superstar made her in-ring debut on October 25, 2012, in an NXT live event Battle Royal won by Danny, 1 month before her singles debut in a live event loss to Emma. Ric Flair's daughter recently spoke with Adam Glenn and named her 3 greatest matches. They are the last woman standing loss to Becky Lynch at Evolution 2018, the Survivor Series 2018 DQ loss to Ronda Rousey, and the WrestleMania 34 win over Asuka. Charlotte Flair failed to capture the SmackDown Women's Championship from the man in the 30-minute Evolution co-main event, while WrestleMania 34 saw Charlotte retain the Blue Brand title over the Empress of Tomorrow in 13 minutes. Flair's non-title DQ loss to then Raw champion Rousey came when the Queen used a kendo stick after they fought for nearly 15 minutes. Charlotte Flair, one of the most celebrated superstars in WWE history, has recently been at the center of speculation surrounding WWE's possible sequel to the historic all-women's pay-per-view event, WWE Evolution. The rumors have been swirling for months, with fans and insiders alike eager to know whether WWE is preparing for a follow-up to the groundbreaking 2018 event that showcased the women's division in all its glory. As discussions about WWE Evolution 2 continue to capture the imagination of fans, Flair, who has been one of the central figures in WWE's Women's Revolution, is finally breaking her silence on the matter. The evolution of WWE's women's division. To fully appreciate the significance of Flair's comments, it's important to understand the context in which WWE Evolution was conceived. WWE had already taken significant strides toward showcasing the women's division in a new light over the preceding years. From the historic Divas Revolution to the iconic first-ever women's matches and main event slots, the landscape of women's wrestling in WWE had dramatically changed. However, WWE Evolution was a landmark event that solidified WWE's commitment to pushing women's wrestling to the forefront. Held on October 28, 2018 at the Nassau Coliseum in Uniondale, New York, WWE Evolution was the first all-women's pay-per-view in WWE history. It was a celebration of the incredible women who had contributed to the company's transformation, showcasing not only current stars like Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch, and Sasha Banks, but also legends of the past like Lita, Trish Stratus, and Jacqueline. The event was hailed by fans and critics alike for its high-quality matches, emotional moments, and for highlighting the strength and athleticism of the women's division. Since that groundbreaking event, there have been frequent whispers about a potential sequel, with fans speculating that WWE would once again give women the spotlight in a grand all-female event. However, despite these rumors, WWE Evolution 2 has not materialized, at least, not yet. In the wake of the constant rumors, Charlotte Flair has finally addressed the speculation. Flair's perspective on WWE Evolution 2. Charlotte Flair is no stranger to the spotlight. As one of WWE's most decorated and accomplished superstars, she has held multiple championships and has competed in some of the most memorable matches in WWE history. But when it comes to the potential sequel to WWE Evolution, Flair's words are measured and carefully chosen. In a recent interview, the 14-time WWE Women's Champion spoke candidly about the rumors surrounding WWE Evolution 2. "You know, there's always been talk about WWE Evolution and the possibility of a second event," Flair explained. "I think it's something that's on the minds of a lot of people in the locker room. When we did the first event, it was such a huge moment for all of us. We've made so much progress in the years since, and the world is different now. People's expectations are higher, and I think we're all constantly striving to live up to that." Flair continued by acknowledging that the success of the first event had set the bar high. "There's no denying that WWE Evolution was a huge success, but it also created a lot of pressure. I think there's this understanding that if WWE is going to do another event like that, it has to be bigger, better, and more meaningful. We can't just rest on what we did in 2018. That event was special because it was a one-of-a-kind moment, but if we're going to do something like that again, it has to be even more impactful." She went on to clarify that while WWE Evolution was a monumental achievement, there are challenges involved in staging such an event. It's not just about putting together an all-women's show. It's about creating an event that makes sense within the broader WWE landscape. We have to continue to push boundaries and challenge the status quo. And I think right now the focus is on creating the best possible product, whether it's through WrestleMania, the Royal Rumble, or any of our weekly shows. But that doesn't mean Evolution 2 is off the table. The shift in WWE's focus. In the years since WWE Evolution, WWE has placed a major emphasis on its women's division. From main eventing WrestleMania 35 with Becky Lynch, Ronda Rousey, and Charlotte Flair in a triple threat match to the introduction of the NXT UK Women's Championship, WWE has continued to provide platforms for women's wrestling to flourish. However, some argue that the company's focus has shifted away from the idea of an all-women's event. Major events like Survivor Series and Royal Rumble have seen women integrated into the larger fold of WWE, with the men's and women's divisions often intertwined. Flair herself has been part of the shift. "When we first started pushing the women's division, the goal was to get to a point where the women's matches were seen as equal to the men's," Flair explained. "Now, we're at a point where women are competing in the same arenas, on the same stages, and in the same spots as the men. And that's incredible. But it also means that we're constantly finding ways to evolve. We're not just trying to have a one-time event that highlights us. We're part of the ongoing narrative. This evolution of the women's division, from novelty to mainstay, has changed the way WWE looks at events like WWE Evolution." While the idea of a sequel still resonates with fans, Flair suggests that the emphasis now is on ensuring that women's wrestling is an integral part of WWE's ongoing storylines and marquee events. The possibility of Evolution 2. While Charlotte Flair is measured in her statements about WWE Evolution 2, she is not dismissive of the idea. "I think that if WWE were to do another Evolution event, it would have to be an event that fits within the larger vision of what WWE is trying to achieve," she said. "It can't just be a nostalgia act or something we do because the fans want it. It would have to make sense in the context of where we are as a company and as a division." The possibility of WWE Evolution 2 is not entirely off the table. But Flair's words suggest that any potential follow-up event would be heavily scrutinized, with a focus on continuing to push the envelope for women in wrestling. She'd also noted that WWE's current direction may not require an all-women's show to validate the company's commitment to its female talent. "Look at the matches we've been having lately. Look at the talent we have on the roster. The women are getting more exposure and more opportunities, not just in single matches but in multi-person, multi-event storylines," Flair said. "We're always striving to do something bigger, but we're doing it through the lens of the bigger picture of WWE as a whole. I think that's what's so exciting right now." The women's division isn't just a side story anymore. It's a key part of what WWE is today. The fans' role in Evolution 2 speculation. One of the driving forces behind the rumors surrounding WWE Evolution 2 is the passionate fanbase that supports the women's division. Fans have been vocal about wanting more moments that celebrate women's wrestling, and they continue to push for the return of a dedicated all-women's pay-per-view event. Charlotte Flair, however, acknowledges the enthusiasm of the fans while maintaining that their passion has to be channeled in a way that supports the greater good of the product. I love the passion the fans have. They were such an important part of the success of the first Evolution. They showed up, they cheered, they were invested. They helped make it a special moment, Flair said. But we have to remember that WWE is a constantly evolving business. Just because the fans want Evolution 2 doesn't mean that we're going to get it right away. We have to continue to earn those moments. Flair's words reflect the complex relationship between WWE and its fans. While the fan base is crucial in driving demand for certain events, WWE also has to balance that demand with the overall direction of the company. As such, the notion of a sequel to WWE Evolution is something that may take time to come to fruition, if it does at all. Looking to the future. As WWE continues to evolve, so too does the role of women within the company. Charlotte Flair has been at the forefront of that change, serving not only as a champion in the ring but as an ambassador for the women's division as a whole. While WWE Evolution 2 remains a topic of speculation, it is clear that Flair and her fellow superstars continue to pave the way for even greater opportunities for women in wrestling. "I think we're just getting started," Flair said with a smile. "We're not finished with our story yet. And whatever comes next, whether it's Evolution 2 or something entirely new, the women of WWE are going to keep pushing boundaries. We're not stopping here." In the end, the future of WWE Evolution 2 remains uncertain. But one thing is clear. The women's division in WWE is more powerful than ever. With Charlotte Flair at the helm, the possibilities are endless. Whether WWE Evolution 2 happens or not, the legacy of the women's revolution is well underway, and Charlotte Flair's role in that evolution is far from over. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our WWE official YouTube channel for more update news.